The personalized visual feature allows report consumers to customize the visual and adjust it to their own business requirements. So you can have a scenario where you are the developer and you share a report with a report consumer, and the report consumer wants to customize the visuals as per their own business requirement. So by using this feature, you can do that. In order to use this feature, you need to have a pro or a premium license. There are certain settings that need to be configured in both Power BI desktop as well as Power BI service for using this feature. The settings for the personalized visual feature can be configured at multiple granularities like report level, page level, or visual level. Some of the available options that we have within the personalized visual feature, which may vary by the type of the visual we are looking at, are the option which can change the visualization type. We can swap out a measure or a dimension from within a visual. Then we can add or remove a legend. We can compare two or more measures depending upon the visual that we have selected, and we can change aggregations and some other features. So let's go to Power BI and see first where we need to configure the settings in Power BI desktop, then what are the options that we can change in a report, and then we will go and configure some of the settings in Power BI service and see what options are available there. So let's go to Power BI desktop first. So I'm in Power BI desktop and I have opened the Northwind dataset demo Power BI file, which has been provided as part of the supporting material. We have already used this file. So now we are going to look at the settings that need to be made in the Power BI desktop environment to enable the personalized visual feature. So I'm going to go in File, Options and Settings, Options, and then I need to go within the settings for the current file area. And here, if I go on the report settings, here you will find an option personalize visuals. And you need to check this option which says allow report readers to personalize visuals to suit their needs. So if you haven't checked it before in your environment, then you need to check it for the particular file that you are working with. So this is the first option that we need to select in the Power BI desktop environment. So once you have enabled this first option, then you need to go on a particular report page and go on the options which says the format page for the whole page, not for a particular visual, and you will have you'll see an option which says personalize visual, which is set on. And if I go and hover on the header icon area for both the visuals on this report, I would see a new icon which is there which says that this visual can be personalized by the report readers. So if I turn it off and then I come back again, then I'll see that both these visuals, this option has been turned off. So I'm going to turn it on here again, and then there is another option which says report reader perspective. So we have covered this part in the tabular editor video of the previous learning path. So if you want to just recap that, just go on the tabular editor video and you will see that we have covered this part there. So I'm not going to talk about this this option here, and we are going to look now at the third option, which allows us to personalize this setting on a visual level. So this was the setting that talked about the page level. Now we are going to go and see the setting where we can personalize this setting. We can turn it on and off for the visual level. So here I have selected this bar chart which shows the total orders by country, and I'm going to go in the formatting options of this particular visual, and here I'm going to go in the general area, and within the general area I need to go in the header icons. You need to have this on, and within the header icons I have options for color, and then I have option for icon. So I'm going to expand this icons option, and here I see the option at the very bottom which says personalized visual. So if I'm going to turn it off, then this option is no longer visible on this particular visual, but here on the other visual this option is still available. So I'm going to turn this back to on for this visual, and again I see the icon. So this icon, if I click on this icon, this is not going to do anything because this is meant for the Power BI service environment and it's not going to work here. So these are the three settings that you need to make in the Power BI desktop environment before you actually publish this file and then see the impact in the Power BI service environment where you would be interacting with this file in a reader environment. So I'm going to save this file and then I'm going to publish it to one of the workspaces, and we are going to have a look at it in the Power BI service. So here I am in my Power BI service workspace, Power BI demos, where I published my Northwind dataset demo file, and here I see the report file for the Northwind dataset demo. So the first setting that I need to make is that I need to click on these three dots here, and then I'm going to go in the settings for this report. And once this settings window pop up, I need to make sure that there is a setting that relates to the personalized visuals, and here is this setting, so which says that allow report readers to personalize visuals to suit their needs. So it's the same setting that we enabled in Power BI desktop. So I need to turn this, make sure that this setting is turned on, and then I will be able to use the personalization option. So it is already on in my case here. So now I'm going to explore the personalized visual option. So I'm going to open up the report again. And in this view, I will see that I have this icon which says personalize this visual, and it will only be enabled for the visuals based upon the settings that I did in Power BI desktop. So if I have disabled it for a particular visual, it would not be available. So let me click on this header icon and it opens up a new window which says personalize. So here I see the options for visualization type, the options for the X and Y axis based upon the visualization type, because I have a clustered bar chart, so it shows me a Y axis and an X axis. It shows me an option for legend, small multiples and tooltips. So let me go and first click on the visualization type. So I select, instead of the clustered bar chart, let me pick up the map visual because I have the names of the country. So now my visualization has been changed, and instead of a cluster bar chart, I see a map visual. So as soon as I have changed the type of the visual, you see there are certain options which have appeared because now I have selected the map visual. So previously these options were not valid for a clustered bar chart. So you can go and change any of the options that you like within this personalized pop-up window. And if you want to undo anything that you did, then you can just either click here and it would revert all the personalized changes. So this is one area where I have, where my all the changes have been deleted and the original visual I can see. And if I go back again, and I'll show you another area where I can just go and change this, let me go and pick the map again. And if I come out of that personalized window, there is this icon here which says reset this visual. So if I press this again, it will revert it back to the original visual that was that we saw for the very first time. So one more feature that I want to show you is that if I want to personalize this change and I want that every time I open up this report, I get the option for the personalized visual, how I can do that. So let me again go back and put the map visual here. And now I can use the power of the bookmark. So here is the icon which says you can use the personal bookmark. So I need to add a personal bookmark. So if I give this a name, let's say map, then it also gives me an option that make this bookmark as my default view. So I can select this and make this my default view, but not, right now I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to click on save, and this has saved my bookmark. Now I am going to again reload this report. So I'm gone back into my workspace, and I will click on the Northwind dataset demo, and it's going to load the original visuals that we saw earlier. And now I am going to go in my bookmarks option, and here I have my bookmark which says map. So if I click on this map, then it's going to bring back the view that I saved. And if I had selected the make it a default, then it would have made this my default. So you have this flexibility where you can save multiple views of a particular visual by using the power of the bookmarks. So the last thing that we want to see here is that if I want to now share this report to somebody within my organization through my share option here again I have this option include my changes. So if I select this, it says that this includes changes like filter selection, visual personalization, drilling, and more, including changes creates a link to a shared view which expires in 180 days. So here, if I want to include my changes and share it with somebody within my organization, it's going to keep this, but it's not going to overwrite the original file that was published on Power BI service. So this was all about personalization of visuals. So let's go back to the slide deck and see a few other things. So here again, we are looking at the personalized visual options, and we have talked about the sharing aspect that once you want to share this, then you can share the personalized visual by the option that we just saw, and this will not override the original report. And then we saw the two areas where we can reset the changes that we make to any of the visuals. So lastly, using a Power BI template file to enable personalized visuals and the custom themes. So in the previous topic, we talked about custom themes, and here we are talking about personalized visuals, and we saw where we can do the settings in Power BI desktop. So if we want to share this with other developers within the organization, then Power BI template file covers both these aspects. You will have the custom themes embedded, and you will also have the personalized visuals settings inside your report, and you want the other developers to use the same template, then using a Power BI template file is the best option. So that's all for this topic, and I will see you in the next video.